So Nicki Minaj needs a nap. That's
That
how I'm gonna
long
start this.
Negro spiritual sigh. That's
She
amazing.
needs, because you could tell I didn't want to go here. You could tell that I genuinely did not want to go here. But
Oh.
Nicki Minaj has given me no choice but to go here because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happening. So last week, Megan Thee Stallion dropped a song called Hiss. In the song, she basically says that she is tired of people talking about her and she's just going to address everybody one by one in this song,
Mm-hmm.
in which she did.
Yeah.
Right after the song dropped, she called into the Breakfast Club and she was in LA. So she called into the Breakfast Club hella early. So it had to be like 2 a.m. where she was at.
Right.
And they asked us verbatim, are you talking about anybody specifically? Megan said, hit dogs will holler. And when I tell you Nicki Minaj has not stopped hollering since this song has come out, Nicki Minaj has not stopped hollering since this song has come out. Okay. First, it was 72 hours straight of Nicki on Twitter, on her Instagram Live, just talking. Just talking. I used to speak
Was
gibberish.
she
I don't.
was she talking? Because I was like, all I heard was I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been talking about this lady forever. But now the people, I think she lost a lot of the barbs
Oh,
this time
I mean,
around.
anyone with,
But
you would think, but we're going to get to that in a second because
mhm.
actually, before we even get to that and before we move further, I'm going to let y'all know this right now. The Barbs have been doxing people who they think have disrespected their queen. I press charges. Okay? I don't care what your future was supposed to look like. I press charges. Don't let Nicki be the one to fuck up your family's legacy this good Black History Month because
Yikes.
I press charges. Okay?
Yikes.
And I mean, if you want to show up at my door, I have multiple locations where you can meet me at, and each one gets more dangerous. Pick your poison.
Yikes.
Just putting that out there because they were out here doxing people, but we will get into that.
Right.
Anyway, Nicki was out here, did not let up for a whole weekend and said she was going to drop a record. And she did.
She did.
And
Fairly
between
quickly.
me, you, and God, Nicki could have kept that. She could have kept that. She could have kept it.
I just don't understand because as a huge Beehive member and
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce fan,
Mm-hmm.
when you are at the top, there's no need for you to come all the way down a couple rungs to address everybody that's climbing all the way up to reach where you are, you know? Like this doesn't make sense because if you're supposed to be at the top, then do that. Let the music speak for itself and just keep rising and shining. Like just keep doing all of that. Like it don't make sense. It really is tarnishing her record and it's sad because she's a great rapper. Probably better than most of these rappers.
And that's the
I'll just
part
say
that's
rappers.
disappointing.
I'll just leave it as rappers because I don't want to say nothing crazy. But this is annoying to me. I don't particularly enjoy the person that is Nicki Minaj, but the music, she knows how to rap.
And that's the problem, right? Is like, why is nobody in her camp telling her that you are besmirching your legacy, right? Because
She don't have no man.
she
She
has a
got
bunch of
all
yes
yes
people
men.
around
All
her.
yes men.
Even the Barbs. Y'all are doing her a disservice by letting her carry on the way that she's carrying on and y'all putting batteries in her back because the music should speak for itself, right? And she
Hmm.
should not be arguing with peons. She should not. And honestly, I don't care who you're a fan of, even if there's a girl on the come up, they are not Nicki Minaj.
Right.
None of these girls have yet to give us a verse as good as the Monster verse. None of
Right.
these girls have done that. And that alone sets Nicki apart, right? To your point, when people speak on Beyonce's name and they speak about it in negative fashions, especially the other pop girlies, the other R&B girlies, Carrie Hilson,
Uh-oh.
she did not address them directly, right?
Right.
She got on the
Right.
track and
Yeah.
she just keeps spitting her shit. She just keep talking her shit. And you know who she's talking about.
That's it.
And that's what you need, right? That's what Nicki needs to be doing.
Right.
I'm not saying it's rap, right? We grew up in the time of Nas versus Jay-Z, Ether. and
Right.
we grew up with, Biggie and Tupac and No
Right.
Vaseline. Like there was all kinds of rap beef that we grew up in, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yes, did I expect a response? I did, but I really wish she would have taken her time with her response to give
Right.
us a real response and not this ABC response that she gave us, where she rhymed the word foot with foot.
She's not. Oh, how do I explain this? How do I? She is. She's a mean girl.
Yeah,
I'll leave it
yeah,
at that. And
she
it's like
is.
when every single person has exactly the same things to say about you, who's the problem here? She did this with Lil Kim.
Hmm.
She did this with Remy Ma. She did
Hmm.
this with my fave, Cardi B. She did
Hmm.
Meg the Stallion. Did she have something also with who's the other
Lotto.
one?
She's speaking on a
Lotto.
bunch of little
It's like
girls.
it's like
She's
what
speaking.
are we doing? What are we doing here? It's obvious that people are starving for the women in hip hop, and obviously 2023 showed that women were ruling. So wouldn't it be just great for all of them to come together, pull up some more women, and just make this thing the biggest
How
thing it could be? Like, what is wrong with you?
how sick would a all female rapper tour with Nicki Minaj as the headliner have been? Sick. Never going to happen. You know what I mean? And let's be
Right.
real. When the only person in your group of henchmen, like the people who are holding her down at this point, are Akbar V, who, okay, don't
Wow.
nobody know who she is. Sexy Red, okay, again.
Until she got something to say about Sexy Red too.
You know what I mean? Like, we got to be for real about this. Now, bar for bar wise, I'm not gonna hold you. Nothing Nicki said in her rap is going to beat that line about Megan's Law that Megan the Stallion mentioned,
Yikes.
because that bar alone ate.
Right.
That was with pinpoint precision.
Precision,
Okay,
yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then to get on the internet and have people say like, "Stop talking about my husband or my family." One, you just admitted that your husband, or you deal with people who are impacted by Megan's Law. That's not a good look.
Plain and
It's
simple.
not a good
Especially when
look.
she didn't say no names. If you
She didn't
said
say no
nothing,
names.
she wasn't talking about me. I didn't who? Who?
You didn't
Like
have to
Mariah
respond.
Carey? Like Mariah Carey? Who?
It,
That's all
I,
that's
I don't know her. I don't
that's
know her. I don't know her.
exactly.
That's all she had to
Exactly.
do. I don't know her. But you got on
So
there was like talking about my family, escalated it to the point where she brought up Megan's dead mother,
which
to the point
at that
where,
point, come on.
yeah, automatic L. To the point where Barb's found where Megan's mother is buried, and were like, y'all know what to do, and they had to increase police presence around her mom's gravesite to be on the safe
Right.
side.
Right. Right.
I'm all about, I listen, again, we grew up in the era of Ether, and I'm a Jay fan. Y'all know, if y'all
Yeah.
know me, y'all know how I feel about Jay-Z. Okay.
Right. Right.
Ether was, oh
A
my God.
problem. It was a
Like,
problem. It
that
was a
song
it was
was,
a problem for every J
it
fan,
was it
for
was
sure.
every it was a problem. Okay.
Right.
Well, I was like, my God, like, back then I wouldn't admit it because I was
But
gonna hold down till I
but at the
couldn't
same
breathe no more.
at the
But
same time, Nas is a Virgo, so it's to be
you know what I
understood.
mean?
It's to be
It was
understood.
expected. The greatness was expected in that song. Okay.
Right.
And it was disrespectful, right? Because like
Yeah.
even Jay's barbs at Nas was disrespect. Like he literally told
Yeah.
that man he was leaving condoms in his child's car seat. That is disrespectful. Okay, that is disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing is as disrespectful as talking about somebody's dead mother.
That is crazy. And you know what's even crazier? You see how you just spoke about Ether in 2024?
Yeah.
Nobody talking about this in
Or no,
2044. Nobody's
no,
talking about this in 2044.
no, no. And how I know Nikki don't have the right people in her corner is the cover art for Bigfoot, in my opinion, also let us know that Megan is a giant that's on your mind. Because why are you stepping in Bigfoot's footsteps?
With your tiny shoes. I get it. I get it. I get it. And she's called Meg the Stallion for a reason. She's a big girl. She got big feet.
And her feet are
And
not that big. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, Bigfoot. It's like if you saying you're trying to fit into somebody's shoes, all of these things, all these metaphors that you didn't quite put together, it's not really working.
It's
Go
not.
ahead,
It's
go ahead,
not.
enjoy.
I just want y'all to stop. If Nicki's gonna drop another response, which I don't even think Megan's gonna respond because it was such trash. And Nicki originally tried to be like, when the song dropped, it did numbers on the charts. To only then have Megan come on and break all kinds of records, 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 there, and all
Right,
kinds of shit.
right.
She ain't talks about that. And then on the other side too, just recently, she was in Joe Budden had a space on Elon Musk app, and she was in the room, and she basically tried to say that Megan was trying to use this situation to have a Rihanna moment, except Rihanna didn't use her situation for publicity.
Okay.
First of all, Megan wasn't even the person who spoke.
Right, right.
It was everybody else spoke.
Yeah.
And if you remember correctly, even to this day, Rihanna could not say anything because people were saying that she gave Chris Brown a STD. She was going through his phone and she hit him first. People was trying to justify
Because they
why
was
that
there.
man put his hands on her to the point where she looked how she looked when those photos dropped. Okay, so let's not rewrite history. Everybody was
Yeah.
not like, oh my God, Rihanna. People was like, well, what she do? So let's not rewrite history. Okay.
Right, right,
But in the same breath, Megan was not the person who told. Okay.
right.
Y'all need to realize that. Tory Lanez was going to jail regardless because he was a Canadian with a criminal record in America with a gun. Like he was just doing
Yeah,
illegal shit for fun. Let's be like, come on, y'all. Like,
yeah.
but I want
It
Nicki to give me a monster verse. I want Nicki to get in the booth and go back to being who she was, like the Nicki that you may not like her as a person, but as an artist, you would be like, I gotta respect it. Because right now,
right,
what she gave us, I can't respect.
right. Yeah, Megan is not gonna respond. She's just gonna continue to strive and get bigger and bigger and bigger. She's Rock Nation management, so she got Jay in the air, and they are famous for not saying anything and just speaking with accolades and music. So I can't wait to see what Meg does. It is what it is.
Last
It is
thing
what it
too,
is.
she's apparently set her sights on Rock Nation, and she's set her sight on Desiree Perez, who, if y'all know who Desiree Perez is, she is the CEO of Rock Nation.
Mm,
And she alleges that in her next round, she's going to be dropping information on people that Desiree has fired for absolutely no reason or for wrongful termination or whatever.
Good for
Girl.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, girl.
Okay.
Um,
Good for that. You saw how Megan, I think she had a concert around the same time that this thing came out, and she came out to that song, I'm her, 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 her.
while
It was
Nikki was
amazing.
spiraling on
Amazing.
Twitter for like 12 hours straight, no sleep, Megan was at a party grinding on Victoria Monet, like having the time of her life.
Having a
So
good time. Having a good
she's
time.
not bothered. Jide.
Ryan. Virgo season.